Thank you, brother. Mr. Rice, thank you. Thank you. I've been slipping like that lately. You tuned in to the Player Circle podcast. More bounce to the ounce, and I say what counts. Don't nobody go home to the Fat Man Fucks. What's happening, chocolate people? And everybody in between. Want to welcome you to another installment of the Player Circle podcast, where we talk about everything from dating to relationships from a black perspective, a black comedic perspective. Can you dig it? Tell a friend about the Player Circle podcast. You know why? Because them shits is good with your black ass. like we always do about this time. Get my first book, The Game of Life According to the Iceman, Volume 1. Get it now, niggers. Get it now, you black fuckers. Get it now. And you can get it directly from me. I'm Don Corleone. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm the Iceman. You can get this directly from me. The Game of Life According to the Iceman, Volume 1. There's a lot of good stuff in here, but there's a lot of good information on social media, dating, and the relationships in the new millennium. So get them shits. Scroll down, go to asktheiceman.com, scroll down to the donate button, down to the add to cart button, and go ahead and pick this up for yourself and a loved one. If you want to get them simp bones out your body, get this new book, The Game of Life According to the Iceman, Volume 1. Get it, you black fuckers. You can get it directly from me at asktheiceman.com, or you can get this him at Amazon with your bitch ass. Better spend some money, nigga. Knuckle. No, I'm just bullshitting. No, nigga, you better spend some money with your black ass. I know you just got your check, nigga. Don't play with me, sucker. I'll cut you. What would dating be without the black man? Oh, the black man is God. Oh, the black man is God. He just doesn't know he's God. Ain't that right, Hunky McGee? You know we got your punk ass. That's why you're always trying to throw a monkey wrench in a black man's program. Your white ass. AKA Savage Jim, AKA Mr. Charlie, AKA Hunky McGee. Look at here, look at here, look at here. Now I'm going to tell y'all something. Trouble don't last always. You understands me? Now, look at him. Dating is difficult no matter what race you are. But let's lay blame where blame should be laid. The reason why the American dating scene is total trash is because we have adopted a white supremacist mentality, and they live a lifestyle that is void of anything of substance. Let me just leave it at that. And when you adopt that kind of mentality, you're gonna worship material items like, look at me, I live in this neighborhood. Look at me, I bought a house over here in Crestview. Oh, ain't no houses over here in Crestview that's cheaper than $350. So if you tell somebody you live in Crestview, they like, oh, that nigga got some paper. If he got a house over there in that gated community, them houses are $350K and up. You got to have a grip to get up in there. Yes, you do. You digs? Or you got in an apartment complex that you got to have damn near as good a credit as you would have or would need if you're trying to get a pre-approved for a mortgage. Y'all see where I'm going with this? So they can keep people out. That's what gentrification is about. Buy the land and the property at wholesale rates, at cheap rates, at bargain basement rates, and then move all the riffraff, move all the black folks out of there and the riffraff, move all the hardworking black folks to get up and go to work every day, move them out of there, as well as Walmart, Tavius and Ray Ray and Pookie and Darnisha and them. And then they clear the land, and then they start building $1 million condos. And next thing you know, the police all of a sudden doing their job in areas where they've never done their job. Now, instead of seeing niggas walk down the street with pit bulls, now you're seeing white girls run down the street with relative ease. No problems. Because they know Mr. Charlie that carry that gun and badge and that Billy Club. They know he's out there to protect them. Not so much you, but them. You digs? And this is how you start adopting a vacant lifestyle where you start because one thing I noticed about living in the Middle East and living in Europe, people value the relationships they have with people, not things. We value material items because we come from a Eurocentric, vacant life existence in this country, where pussy and dick to a lesser degree, is considered a commodity. Vagina, and to a lesser degree, dick and balls are commoditized and traded at the highest bidder and auctioned at the highest bidder, should I say. So when you live in a society like that for long enough, sooner or later you're going to crash and burn, just like Rome did. And I keep telling people the one main thing that rotted the greatest civilization ever, what rotted Rome, the Roman Empire, was the interior rot, the internal rot of immorality, sexual deviancy in the form of homosexuality destroyed Rome. That is why the LGBT community is categorized in their own community, because while these heterosexuals may not like their lifestyle, they still see them as white brethren and white sistering. So they say, okay, if you want to flame and do all that crazy shit and have dicks on your forehead, okay, that's fine, but do that over there. You're not going to do that in mainstream white society. You don't see that flaming shit. Anderson Cooper on CNN is a homosexual. You don't see him flaming. I mean, he's more of a masculine homosexual. He's the pitcher, not the catcher. Okay? So he likes to put his thingamajig on another dude's forehead. You digs? Rachel Maddow on MSNBC is a homosexual. She's a lesbian. But you don't see her looking crazy. She still looks feminine. She might not want to look more feminine, but she looks feminine because they're not going to tolerate that flaming shit. They don't care if she talks all day long about being a homosexual. They don't care about that because some of them are switch hitters. What they care about is the image of the brand, and they not gonna have flaming on their channels. So they say, okay, you can exist. We ain't gonna kill all of y'all, but y'all need to be over there in your corner. Whereas with us, when we look, we don't see that dynamic. Some of us do, but most of us don't. We don't see how white supremacists are in every facet of white society. They're homosexual white supremacists, and they're heterosexual white supremacists, and there's bisexual white supremacists. And they can be male or female. It doesn't matter. But you have to understand the CIA has always, in their reports, have always said that homosexuality, especially the way it's commoditized in this country, it's starting to commoditize it. They relegate that shit to, okay, as long as you're going after those niggers and shitting on those niggers and calling them homophobes and all this other kind of shit, we don't care what you do, because that's self-serving to them. So they don't exclude the LGBT white supremacist community. They work in tandem with them. You understand? They work in tandem with these people. So they're all the same people. Don't get it twisted. They are all the same people. As long as the end game is to rid the earth of black people or make black people's existence on earth as miserable as possible, then they have no problem working in tandem. And you need to understand that. See, we have the only community that doesn't outright accept sexual deviancy. We don't play that shit. That's why a lot of our homosexuals are relegated. They're on a very short leash in the black community, because we always are looking at them funny style. This is not my personal business here. This is not my personal conjecture here. I'm giving you the facts of how our country is so set up socially. And I'm informing you that the LGBT community comes after us, just like the heterosexual Caucasian community comes after us. They're all the same folks. And even though the church right-wing people, the evangelicals, might say, hey, I don't fuck with them homos, they still will team up against you with them folks. They'll get together with others and team up against you. Do y'all understand where I'm going with this today? I know it's kind of gloomy and it's raining and shit. I ain't even leave the house today. That'll just show you what kind of day it's been. I just exercised in the house. What up, Teddy Doyle? Armand Rice, what's up, baby? Frederick Douglass, James Moore, Christopher Bradley, my dude. Love you, brother. Glad to see you in the house. Linda Julian, welcome. Teddy Doyle. Hey, Teddy Doyle, I was about to call you Teddy Riley. Teddy Jam. Hip, hip. What you know about that Teddy Riley, bruh? What's Carolyn at? I don't see Carolyn in here yet. What it do, Stephen Brown? My traveling brother. That day, I was like, hey, when I saw your picture, Mr. Brown, I said, man, this brother looked like Steven Jackson used to play for the San Antonio Spurs. I was like, man, damn, that brother looked like him. Real talk, they should have kept Steven Jackson, man. Coach Pop got rid of him because he was outspoken. He didn't go for it. He wasn't one of them Negroes like your boy, Mr. Dumbo, the 7-foot Dumbo, got played, but let a little basic white girl play his ass. Then he let his agent play his ass. His agent stole like $4 or $5 million from the light-skinned brother that used to be the center. Remember when it was him and David Robinson? He's so lame. I don't even remember his name. Don't get me started on Stank Antonio. But I'd like to welcome all of y'all, baby. Hands Anti-Simp Anderson, what's up, baby? What's up, Captain Obvious? Oh, Carolyn is in here. How you doing, sister? Miss Dumars. You say you keeping it cool, huh? Yeah, man. That humidity is kicking up, bruh. It's only about 70, about low 70s. It was kind of cool this morning, man. I was gonna ride my bike. I was like, man, I ain't going out there in that wetness. I hate getting caught out there when it started raining on my bike. Anyway, good to have y'all here. Remember, we fundraise every live stream, so please go to asktheiceman.com, scroll down to the donate button and donate. Please, we're asking for a minimum of $10. We're fundraising for clothing and book bags for the after the Christmas break. These kids come back and then they end the first semester and then start the second semester at the end of January. So they usually need another book bag. So I try to get clothes and book bags, and the supplies I don't really mess with that too much. Because by Christmas, a lot of the other nonprofits kick in. Okay, so let's get that popping, y'all. Go to asktheiceman.com, scroll down to the donate button and get it cracking. Or you can hit us on the Cash App. My Cash App Cash App ID is $the Iceman 1906. So you can get with that, or you can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. All right. So let's get it on. Anyway, so we're getting attacked from all sides. So that's why I tell black men, when you date, it's more political and more social than you think it is, especially if you date women of different races. And you need to be mindful of this stuff, because while you say, Iceman, who gives a fuck about what these other people think about who I'm slipping the pipe to? Yeah, I get it, brother. I'm with you on that, but I also understand the political implications of where I stick my dick. And we need to be mindful of that. You can't just look, man. Everybody, look, we may do shit willy-nilly and act like dumbasses. These other races are very deliberate. They don't do that. See, black men will go out here and say, well, black women are fucked up, so I need to go out here and get me a woman of any race. I get that. I totally understand your headspace on that. The problem with that is the few, and I do mean the few, black women who are marriage material. You're going to miss out on them because you have totally given up on all black women. And that is not healthy. Trust me, I've tried it. And then I've been presented with a situation where I do meet a decent black woman and I don't even give her a shot, because I'm so on this, well, black women ain't shit kid. That's why I say, you see how out of control and how fucked up things are with black women, because at 50 years ago, they said black men ain't shit and we want welfare. And you see what happened to them. Look at these black women. If you think white women are dying with 10 cats in the house, you better check these black women, because these black women are dying with a bunch of cats in the house, but they're also dying with a mountain of bills. And they're roommating. And then you see them on Judge Judy suing each other. You got black women my age be on Judge Judy, being on renting rooms from people. I'm like, damn, bitch, you ain't got your shit together by now? You almost 60 years old. I'm almost 60 years old, man. And I'm like, That's why I say, people say, that's why, I like one of my, I was telling one of my life coaching clients, by the way, if you need life coaching, you've been through a divorce, a real bad breakup, you need career guidance, hire me as your life coach. Go to asktheiceman.com and go to the About the Iceman page and check out some of my packages for life coaching. Okay, so check me out at asktheiceman.com. So this is why sexual confusion has no place in the black community, because we already are downtrodden economically, and then you start adding all these other problems. You start adding all these other problems to the mix. That's not a good thing to do, man. That's why when crack popped off, it totally decimated black neighborhoods. It destroyed black neighborhoods that didn't recover for like 20 some years because of crack and violence. And then the violence inflicted by the occupiers, better known as the police. You digs? We got to get this thing cracking, man. And this is why I try to spend Saturday talking to y'all about player shit, because a lot of niggas, man, a lot of cats ain't had the kind of reps. You ain't got no reps in. See, I've gotten reps in all over the world. So I ain't tripping off no pussy at this point. If I fuck, good. If I don't, good. I still do okay. And this is why I tell some of my life coaching clients, look, every year or every other year, you need to make an improvement. You need to step your game up another notch. If you're living in a studio apartment, go get you a 1-bedroom in a better neighborhood. And then when you outgrow that 1-bedroom, move to a 2-bedroom. Then when you outgrow that 2-bedroom, move to a 3-bedroom. This is whether you got somebody in your life or not. Whether you got, if you got shorties, you need to have a 2 or 3-bedroom house anyway, or an apartment. But you need to keep stepping it up. If you were in an apartment last, go rent a townhouse the next time. That's why you got to keep your credit fresh and so clean. Instead of going out here running up credit cards or getting all kind of predatory loans and then fucking your credit up and your rental history up by getting evicted. That's why I tell brothers, don't get evicted from no apartments, man. The rent, the equivalent of Equifax that run things for your rental background, dude, that's something hard that you're gonna have to overcome. You got to pay off those judgments in order to get in a place where you can be respected in a respectable community, instead of renting in these fucked up fucking raggedy ass apartment complexes where violence is going on all day and all night. People arguing all day and all night. People shooting all day and all night. I've lived in those communities. That ain't fun, man. That shit is stressful. Don't get caught up in that kind of environment, man. You ain't gonna never get no rest. Then you worry the whole day at work. You worry that somebody gonna kick in your door and take all your shit. Some old lazy ass crackhead nigga, or some old lazy bum ass nigga that don't want to work. So he gonna go steal your shit. Bitch ass niggas. Everybody go ahead. Let's get these donations popping. Okay, come on. We ain't come on Facebook. Let's get these donations popping. If you've never donated, please donate today. Go to asktheiceman.com and donate. You digs? Let's get it cracking. You can also donate free via the Cash App. Remember, Cash App is free. And remember, 100% of donations donated today or any day, 100% tax deductible. So you can write it off on your 2019 taxes. Can you dig it? He said, brothers and mofos. What up, Brown Sausage? Love you, brother. Ellen DeGeneres is masculine, but she's still not overly masculine. Yeah, she wears sport coats and stuff like that, and she wears a boy hair, a man hairstyle. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it. And by the way, tell a friend, loved one, or coworker about the Iceman Show podcast during the week, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 p.m. and Saturdays, the Player Circle podcast, what you're on right now, where we talk about everything dating, relationships from a black comedic standpoint. Can you dig it? So what would it be like without black men in the dating pool? Right. Ellen DeGeneres is the man, is the swinging dick in her relationships. See, everything would collapse in America at every level if it wasn't for black people. Our ingenuity, our intelligence, our history of all these things, and all the technology that's been stolen by the Caucasian, the Caucasoid, and stolen from us and then repackaged as their shit. Every facet of every human expression was invented by the black man or the black woman or both of us, given to us directly from God, which makes us the chosen people. This is why blacks can never be anti-Semitic. Can you dig it? So what they do, when you look at American society, if you took the $1.3 trillion of income out of the American economy, black, I'm talking about black aggregate income. If you take the $2 trillion that blacks commit to the American economy, it would collapse. Why? Because Caucasians don't spend half the amount of money we do on cable television and clothes and cars and hoes. Black people are almost in every consumer category, we're the number one consumer. So if we take our money out, even though we only represent about $700 billion in assets in this country, that's all we own in this country, and white America owns 107 trillion. We only own 700 billion, which is fly shit to white America, but it's still a big cog in the economic wheel. And if you take it out, especially certain categories, certain industries and categories that are heavily black supported, those industries would fall flat on their faces. The movie industry would go kaput. The television industry would go kaput. Black people are number one TV watchers, television watchers, ignorant box watchers, and yet advertisers spend almost $0 marketing products and or services to black eyes or black eyeballs. You ought to feel insulted. that this is how they treat us. And then you got brothers out here trying to be pussy hounds. What little coins you do have, you need to be saving and investing. See, white people don't spend a grip of money in the economy the way middle class and on down people spend. See, you got Caucasians who are upper middle class to up to upper class and beyond who make shitloads of money. And instead of blowing money and could quite possibly blow that money and still have enough to invest and save. But what they do is they get these tax cuts from these Republican state legislatures and Congress. So on a state and federal level, they are not made to put any money into the economy. And they get a sweetheart tax deal at the state and federal levels. See, you ain't begun to learn how to play the game. So instead of driving a Bentley, that same white guy will get a Ford 250 truck that stripped down Poe Man model would cost him about $68,000-$70,000. Instead, he'll go get a tricked out Ford 250 with, the super lariat version or whatever the Ford's got, the souped up version that cost over $100,000. But you wouldn't know that looking at a truck. A brand new Silverado with everything in it will set you back 90. That's why I never bought a brand new Silverado. Not yet. I can't afford to pay no $90,000 plus car notes. I can't afford that. And even if I could, I wouldn't. Not under the not unless it's under the right circumstances. You digs? But just like our money supports and props up this American economy, without our money, this economy, without us spending the money that we spend, the American economy would fall flat on its face in certain categories. In certain categories where Black people spend the most money, which is financing things through credit, cars, houses, clothes. Black people are the number one consumers on clothes, watching television, and they're in the top 5 in movie watch and going to movies and spending money. We're not number one. But in television, we are. So you see how we prop shit up. If you go and take Black men out of the dating equation, who would all these other races of women do their dining and dashing on? Who would they be able to do their foodie calls on? Because a lot of you guys, which is why a lot of you guys will listen to me for a little while and then you'll get offended and go somewhere else, which is fine with me. I don't give a fuck one way or the other. But you guys get butthurt over me saying something you don't like because I told the truth. And then you sit there with your arms folded talking shit. And then you say, well, fuck the Iceman. I ain't going to donate no money, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, okay, fool, whatever. But I ain't the one sitting up here with a dry dick. You are at 40. Oh, women stopped listening to me a long time ago on YouTube, man. Exactly, brown sausage. Exactly. And see, here's the thing. Black men, you are you the thirstiest niggas on these dating websites. You and these homos. You and homos. You and these homos. I was looking at my Facebook page and some dude was on there kissing another dude. Man, I saw that and I made sure I unfriended that fool. So you nasty, sexual, deviant motherfucker. I don't want to be associated with no shit like that. Now, had he not done that, I wouldn't have never known he was a homo. But I don't want to be associated with that type of shit. Okay, our people got enough problems than be adding booty politics to the problem. You digs? So here's the thing. If you get rid of black men, what happens to the rest of the dating market? Because you have to understand, all these other men and these other race groups, they throw away their women. We're the only men that don't do that. Asian men, Hispanic men, and Caucasian men throw their women away once they become useless, or if they start looking useless. Flat, the butt get whack looking, the legs get cellulite, the belly starts growing. They throw away their women. Now, there are some non-black women who actually do love their, SpongeBob SquarePants looking wives or girlfriends, but most of them will not be with a woman that looks like that. Now, the lower socioeconomic men in their race groups, they take what they can get. Yeah, you see the Allman Brothers listening, white guy, old cigarette smoking, whiskey drinking. Yeah, Mr. Price is doing the brotherhood. Harley riding, whiskey drinking, Jack Daniels drinking motherfucker. Listen to Willie Nelson. See, that type of white dude, he'll take them no nasty, ugly ass, look funny shaped white women that be at Sturgis. That's why I could never go to something like Sturgis. First of all, it's too many rednecks at that type of shit. Most of the women are ugly as fuck. And the ones who are attractive are full of shit and ain't gonna give you no play anyway. Okay? This is why all these other races, once they get old and haggard, they all of a sudden magically start dating black men. And the majority used to be that the majority were half, it was half of them was good looking white girls or other races of women. Some of them were good looking in other races. The other half was the Ugg mugs, the crack looking, the meth smoking looking white girl, the fat stank looking white girl. The white girl that got too many kids, the white girl that was dumb enough to have babies by niggas, but she still looked good. If she still would be attractive enough to get a white man. See, those are the type of white girls or non-black women who fuck with niggas. Very seldom can you get a top shelf white girl and you ain't a millionaire, you ain't playing for the Kansas City Royals, you ain't playing for the Utah Jazz. They'll fuck you if you got that kind of paper. But if you just a regular nigga, now if you making 100 G's and you living in You make 100 G's and you living up there in Minneapolis, St. Paul. Yeah, you get a bad white girl making 100 G's. But again, look how much money you make. You got to make 6 figures. Because them bitches ain't going to show you no deference. They'll half-ass speak to you, but they'll still be like, nigga, who are you? And if they do find out you got 2 nickels in your pocket, then they'll be like, hey, okay, I guess I'll suck your dick. But you be the one doing all the ass kissing. She acting like she doing you a favor because she ain't never dropped her white supremacist mentality. This is why you can't just go out here and date, black man. Now, other races of men, they might be able to get away with it. You can't. You cannot. Otherwise, you will end up getting played. You're getting your ass kicked and getting played by black women. Now you're getting your ass kicked and getting played by non-black women of other races. They're already coming to the table looking to just use you anyway. Like I said, whenever I get hit on by an Indian chick, it's always the square SpongeBob SquarePants looking Indian chick that I would never date anyway. Okay? Matter of fact, that bitch might have her nose stuck up in the air. She might even have her nose stuck up in the air even when she's young and look like SpongeBob SquarePants. You understand what I'm saying to you? So this is why these other races of women have to act thirsty with their men, because when they get old or they get fat or haggard or whatever, they have to kiss their men's asses when they get old. Whereas with black men, our women to get fat and stank like my ex-old lady did. And then we'll just stay with the bitch. Now, I'd say stay with her if she's treating you right. Because apparently how she looks ain't important to you, which is fine with me. Do you. Be like Hotels.com and do you. That might not be what I would do, but if that's what you're comfortable doing, that's fine. But when you bring your old lady around, don't start looking all ashamed like some brothers do. They start looking. I'm like, nigga, I see that ugly ass white woman you with. I see that old man looking bitch. That bitch look like Fred Flintstone. Short ass hairstyle, built like Fred Flintstone, and you got 4 or 5 kids with this bitch. I'm like, nigga, what was you thinking? And some of these black men got money and they be with these ugly white women. That's a sign of low self-esteem. And those of you who say, I'm part of the dick police, go fuck yourself. And let me tell you why I'm not part of the dick police. You don't get the chance, you don't get the opportunity to make our image fucked up. You don't get that. You don't get that chance, bruh. I'm sorry. Because you got niggas that say, hey, Ice, niggas is dick police. Fuck you, nigga. Somebody need to police your behavior. You out here making us look bad with your fat, ugly ass pajama wearing white girl. Or that old haggard fucking Willie Nelson looking bitch you with. Can't tell if that bitch is a man or a woman. Fuck out of here. Yeah, you goddamn right I'm checking you. Because you embarrassing us. Trick ass nigga. Exactly. By some old SpongeBob SquarePants looking white girl, and here this nigga looking like he probably could get at least a 6. And you out there with a 1, a 0. I seen some niggas with white girls that had bellies way out here, and they weren't even that old. They were like 18, 19 years old, and the bitch is fat and stank already. Bitch sitting around eating snacks all day. Sitting at work eating snacks. And this nigga is going up in that funky hole. That's just nasty. You know, some of these Caucasian women, they hygiene ain't up to par any goddamn way. And then you up there fucking a bitch that's eating all that nasty, chemical laden, nasty, supposed to be faux food. Fuck out of here, nigga. Raise your goddamn standard. It ain't dick policing. It's called raise your standards, you sorry, thirsty niggas. Too many thirsty niggas out here. That's why whenever you go on an online dating site, you get these ugly, atrocious looking white women or Hispanic or Asian women or other race of women sit in all in your inbox talking about, hi there. And you looking like, what the fuck? Is this a gargoyle? Is this a bitch a gargantua? Look at this fat ass bitch. That shit is offensive to me. That's why I don't do online dating, because it ain't nothing but ugly bitches and raggedy ass decent looking women on there that got mental problems. Even the most so-called classy white decent looking white woman on online dating, that bitch is probably bipolar. A lot of them white women, a lot of white people got mental disorders. And I'm talking genetic ones. Now, I ain't talking about social environmental ones. I'm talking about this bitch came out the womb with bipolar 1 or 2 or schizophrenia. Bitch be fine as hell, crazy as a motherfucker on medication, driving you crazy. I've had white girls like that. On the outside, they are 7 or 8. On the inside, that bitch is batshit crazy. That shit is no picnic. That's pussy I would rather walk away from. See, if I accepted anything, I'd still be bouncing a bunch of bitches off my lap that wasn't worth shit. After a while, you just get tired of just fucking bitches just to be fucking. That shit get old, man. Once you get about 45, that shit get old. I'm way past 45. That's why I tell people every 10 to 12 years, emotionally, you're going to grow or you're going to stay the same or you're going to regress. I'm growing. So the same shit I talk about today ain't the same shit I talked about 10 years ago when I first started doing this. That's why I tell people that's why I stop answering emails when people say, "Hey, Ice, why don't you let us get the old video? Why don't you provide the old video so we could download the old video?" I'm like, no. Like, well, so you got them on lockdown. I'm like, yeah. I've got them on lockdown, and you ain't gonna never hear or see them again. And there's like 200 videos that I used to do for subscribers, people that paid a monthly subscription. There's videos that I've never released to the public because they're too risque. If you think I'm motherfucker this, motherfucker that, nigga this, nigga that on here, shit, on them videos, I'm really going left. Talking shit, but it's more comedy than anything else, though. See, I was gonna do you gotta wash your ass 7 today, but man, I kind of start feeling after I had a couple life coaching sessions. I said I don't feel like doing that today. I ain't in the mindset. I ain't in a playful mood. I'm in a playful mood. I just ain't in a that kind of mood to do something like you got to wash your ass. I think I'm on episode 7. You digs? So As you can see, I want you to have fun. See, dating when I was a young man, when I was 19, 20, 21 years old, dating was fun back then. It wasn't a chore like it is today. You saw a woman, she had a nice ass, she had a cute face, she had a slim waist, you hollered, hey, let me spit. And she let you shoot your shot. Sometimes sisters shot you down. But that was part of the game. You know what I'm saying? After a while, you start reading the affect, and you start reading women's behavior, trying to see if you can minimize that type of shit. You being rejected. But you can't, I tell guys that want to insist on doing online dating or being on dating apps like Tinder and Badoo and all this other stupid shit. What I try to explain to guys is, proceed at your own peril, because you're going to waste a lot of time trying to swipe right and left, trying to find somebody on these dating apps and on these dating sites on the internet. Good luck trying to find somebody. Like I said, if they look good, they're an asshole. If they look good, something's wrong with the package. That shit is damaged goods. When you see a dime or even a good-looking woman on a dating app or a dating website, I guarantee that's like buying a dented can of Del Monte corn at Walmart. That's the equivalent of that. And the shit is rusted, which means you could possibly get poisoned by eating this can of Del Monte corn that got a big ass dent in it. Well, that's what you get off of social media and dating websites. No matter how good the ass look, no matter if you go to Tinder and you go to, look at the DR, you'll see all these big booty Hispanic women poking their ass out trying to get over here to the United States, selling ass. And some of them look good as hell. But they ain't nothing but a money pit. Pussy ain't worth a money pit. You digs? Yes, sir. Hey, y'all, let's get these donations cracking. I'd like to thank everybody who's donated thus far. Let's get these donations up. People ain't donating. Come on, man. Facebook, hit the like button if you haven't done it. Facebook, can I get a $10 donation from you ladies and gentlemen this Saturday afternoon? Can we get a $10 donation out of you brothers and sisters? Can we break bread? I'd like to thank you for joining us here on the Player Circle podcast platform. T Mason, can I get those ends, player? No, I'm just playing with you, man. Man of War 347. Come on, can I get that donation, brother? Can I get some love, brother? Or family owns a Ford dealership in Mississippi. Shit, he just gets. Sometimes you just be in the right place at the right time with some of these decent white women, because there's some decent white girls out here. A lot of them are just scared. I've talked to some white girls that said they would date a black man in a minute, but they said the problem is the economic toll that's going to wage, especially if they're a middle class or upper class family, which I have dated those types of white girls. Like, I got too much to lose. That's why I didn't start dating black men until after I had my children. When I got divorced and my children got old enough to understand my dating habits, that's when I started dating the men I really wanted to date. But when I was 20 years old, 21 years old in college, I was scared to date a black man. Or if I did it on the low. Or in college, it was accepted because everybody knew you were just going through a phase. And once you got ready to graduate, you knew that you knew that you knew that you were gonna go back to Rusty and Connor and Hunter. You weren't gonna marry no black guy, even though you wanted to. And I've talked and there's been white women that I've seen in interviews who said that when they were in college in the 80s or the 70s, when it really wasn't that popular to date black men, they said some of them was in love, and not just black guys who were big time athletes on campus. Just a regular brother that's got promise. And they said they were in love with these guys, and these guys asked them to marry them, and they wouldn't marry them. And they lived and they married the white guy, and the white guy treated them like shit, cheated on them. He took care of the bills. He put them in a $500,000 house, but everything else was fucked up. And he threw money at problems. Instead of fixing his marriage, he just threw money at it. That's what white people do. They'll go to counseling, marriage, family therapy, and the man will be like, man, I don't give a fuck about this shit. I'm just throwing money at this shit. I'm just trying to, stave off, alimony and child support as long as I can. Fucking around. Some of these white men will even go back to these women, but then will be better cheaters. They'll be like, okay, I ain't gonna get caught. There's been white dudes out here that had a whole nother family somewhere else. And because this guy made so much money and traveled so much, these guys were able to run 2 households. I'm like, damn, you got 2 $600,000-$700,000 houses? Damn, nigga, how much you make? I'm like, man, when do you take this bitch to the company picnic? Shit. Would you take this bitch this year, this bitch next year? Because people at the job are, would be whispering, hey, man, Jack's got 2 families. It's motherfucking bold. See, back in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, and 60s, they didn't give a fuck. That's that Mad Men era when white men just did what the fuck they wanted to do. But now it's different. They have to be undercover with that shit because they stand to lose too much. Because you got to understand, when a lot of these white boys marry these white girls from out of college, they be fine as hell, tight ass body, sexing them anytime they want. And so they like, a lot of white dudes think this bitch gonna continue to look like that. And then when the bitch get 32, 33 years old, she start looking haggard. She's still fuckable. She's still pretty, but she done went down a notch. Instead of being a 9, now she's a 7. She's still top shelf ass. She's still top shelf piece of pussy, but she done slipped a little bit. And now she's in range for Hispanic men, and then lower than that, black men. That's why Hispanic men like George Lopez are happy to get a basic looking white woman. George Lopez's ex-wife, go Google George Lopez's ex-wife, the one that gave him the kidney. She looks like Rosie O'Donnell. She is not a white woman I would even get high and drunk and fuck. She ain't ugly, but she's like a 3. And I looked at George Lopez. I mean, he's an ugly motherfucker. So I guess that must have played into it. But with these Hispanics, as soon as they get money, I'm getting me a white man. They can't wait to get a white person because that's how lame they are. That's how they aspire to be considered white. And they'll never be considered white. They're considered Caucasian. They're considered Caucasian Hispanics, which means you come from a Hispanic origin, but you still Caucasian. Oh, hell yeah, white dudes are simps. When you're a coward and a weakling, of course you're gonna have to throw money at everything. That's why when you go to bars, you always see the $400,000 a year white dude. I got a bet, like, I got a wife. kids, but you're in $1 million estate, but yeah, I'll get you a condo downtown. There's some new condos for $500,000. A lot of white dudes be doing that. They had a pretty little white girl, little flat butt wife and 2.5 children out there in the suburbs in a $500,000 house, and then have they little side piece Becky. They'll have Becca downtown in a $300,000 condo, and he'll be hiding this shit by paying for it through a dummy corporate account that's outside of his personal accounts. You see what I'm saying? White dudes do that. But when they get busted, they girls take their ass to the cleaners. They take them to the cleaners, the gym, they take them to the wood shack. They do every goddamn thing. He said Eddie Guerrero wife. Who Eddie Guerrero? Who's Eddie Guerrero? I take it he ain't a player. I tell you, he ain't known in player circles. You digs? Hey guys, let's get these donations cracking. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and take a break because I gotta check on something. Keep it locked right here on the Player Circle podcast. Let me just cut this light on. Keep it locked right here. If you haven't donated, please go ahead and do so right now. Let's get that cracking. All right. I'll be back in 2 and 2. Keep it locked right here on the Player Circle podcast. Black motherfuckers. Shit. Yeah. Drop my prop. That's produced by On Your Forehead and Down Your Throat Productions. Check them out at AskTheIceman.com. I think she your mama, nigga. That's who she is. That's who she is. All right. Okay, guys. See, we playing today. Facebook, if we get cut off, suggest you subscribe to the Mad Voodoo Man channel. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at The Iceman Show. There's no reason why you can't follow me on Twitter and Instagram at The Iceman Show. Okay? Follow me so you get in-depth information, you get videos and other tidbits of information that I don't share on YouTube or Facebook. So follow me on Twitter and Instagram. It's the same handle, at The Iceman Show. Follow me right now. And by the way, YouTube, what up with the like, man? Come on, hit the like button. Y'all know you like what you're hearing because you're still in the chat room. Come on, man. It don't cost you nothing. It don't cost you nothing to hit the like button, man. But when everybody sees black men, not just in dating, but in every other category that black men are spending all their money at, you got women getting rich off of black men. It's funny how nobody else can get rich off of black men but thoughts and athletes and gaming companies. These are the only, in strip clubs, these are the only people making money off of black men. All the rest of us are starving trying to get support from black men. Especially, we know, I know black women don't support me, so I don't really give a fuck about you. That's why I don't hold back when I criticize the behavior of single moms. Why should I? Most of the men, most of the people that follow me are men. So why should I cater to you? And you only account for 0.0001 or 2%. That's why I don't care what women think. I've had women send me private messages say I wouldn't mind going to fuck you, flying wherever you are to go fuck you, but you seem like you don't like black women. I'm like, shut the fuck up. If you really believe that, you wouldn't even have said that shit. Because if you truly believe I couldn't stand black women, you wouldn't even waste your time saying anything to me. Because I'd be a lost cause. Save your breath. So we know you don't totally believe that. See, this is how you read people's comments and read their behavior and read between the lines and see how full of shit people are. That's why I don't waste too much time with people who are only out to waste my time. I don't waste time with people. You can ask women. I can move to a town and be done ran through 10 women in the first few months. And I don't just mean dating. I mean met, talked to on the phone 1 or 2 times, and then heard some bullshit and went on and moved on. Or they got too many kids. Or they look like the Crypt Keeper's oldest daughter when they take their shirt off. Or when they take their jacket off, and I'm like appalled. I'm like, oh hell no. I ain't trying to bring your crepey looking ass around. What up, Painless? In Cashville. You guys go by AskTheIceman.com to donate your $10. Go by AskTheIceman.com, scroll down to the donate button, or you can hit us on the Cash App. Probably be easier to just hit us on the Cash App. You digs? Let's get it cracking, y'all. Come on, y'all back in school now. Y'all done got your Pell Grant checks. Come on, players. Come on now. Let's not sell the Iceman short. Come on. No, no, brother. That's sort of what I said. I don't care if black women or women in general don't support me based on also the additional fact that when we know they're never going to change their behavior unless they're forced to by the government. So it's a waste of time. Yeah, they still got to buy that book for basket weaving, brown sausage. Hey, they still got to get that textbook for basket weaving and quilt weaving. Exactly, $125 for a quilting book. Yeah, I mean it's all good. I mean, you know, we agree to disagree, brother. It's all good. But I mean, my thing is, I care about the people in the majority who I know are being helped, because women are all about feelings and feeling good between their legs and in here. They act like children. So when you deal with a 30-year-old woman, you're actually dealing with a perpetual child. You're dealing with a 30-year-old woman that has the emotional functioning of a 10-year-old. She hasn't grown from 10 years old. That could be because of trauma, or that could be because of her parents are idiots. Her mama's a childish piece of shit, dumbass bitch. Okay? If they mama's a dumb bitch and they only live with their mama, they're going to be triple dumb. At least a joke ass daddy is better than no daddy. That's why I give my dad some credit, because he did get me out of trouble a few times. So I'm going to give him his props for that. But that's where it ends. And I'm talking about the basic level of the basic level of respect for a father. I'm talking the bare minimum I give him, because that keeps me from focusing on the fucked up shit he's done. You understand? But I give him some props. So what I'm trying to express to you guys is this. You want to date, I want you to have fun, but you got to date smart. And you got to date with this noggin, not here or here. These other two areas should never be used to lead you toward a woman or away from a woman. It should always be a cerebral cognitive decision. That where you weigh the advantages and the disadvantages in a timely manner. Don't sit up here and date this bum bitch for 6 months and then say, hey, Ice, I just found out the bitch ain't shit. No, nigga, you knew the day you met that bitch she wasn't shit. You just let the red flags go. You just let that bitch slide because she had a nice rack. Her rack was nice. That's why with white dudes and Hispanic dudes and Asian dudes, they just go ape shit over a slut. See, black men used to then go ape shit over a slut when I was growing up. Everybody fucked the slut to get, to bust their cherry. Everybody fucked the neighborhood hoe bag. Everybody fucked her and probably cut the clap. And then we got a girlfriend to have have one on exclusive sex with. But the whole bag, you understood, She provided an outlet for you. She was purely entertainment. We understood that then. We didn't elevate hoes back then. In the black community back in 60s and 70s when I was growing up, hoes got downgraded. If you were a hoe, you were the lowest of the motherfucking low. You was like a crackhead. You was like Tyrone the crackhead, walking around talking about, I suck your dick. You were that low. You were lower than that bitch. If you were out here trying to hustle men with your pussy. Or if you were out here just a hoe, a slut, just like dick. You digs? Hell yeah, you better use some condoms. You right, Chillborn. Fuck that. Hey, man, today you can't. Man, any of you niggas that's hitting these bitches off raw, nigga, you need your ass kicked. You trying to get HIV. Man, I'm telling you, dude, you can't look at no bitch. You can't look at the pussy and decipher whether this woman got HIV or she got AIDS. I know niggas that was married to bitches that was cheating that caught HIV from some nigga that's dick was whose dick was hanging sideways, and this bitch got AIDS and died. But that nigga didn't get it because he stopped fucking the bitch. He just used the bitch for a roommate. You digs? You taking chances, especially when you fuck these hood rats. Don't think a lot of niggas still got that mentality. Hood rats ain't getting AIDS. Nigga, you better check the statistics with the county in your area, and see how many black women, American black women, and American foreign black women are coming here with AIDS. And they're catching them from them UN workers and them missionaries. They'll have babies with any old white man. They'll have sex with any old white man. Yeah, some of them be raping them women too, but a lot of them be I'm gonna get me a zaddy. You see how desperate and thirsty black women are for status? And they still will never get any status in this world, in this country, until the black man gives it to her. See, women can't, see, white men already know this, but they play the game. I'm gonna drop a jewel on y'all. See, white women and white men know this already, but they both play each other stupid, or try to play each other stupid. The white community knows that the women can only be elevated as high as its men. Listen to me. The women can only, exactly, it is, Jesse B. It's pathetic to see African women come over here trying to get a zaddy, or you get these American black women that are so thirsty and so have so low their self-esteem is so low that they got to get a goddamn zaddy. And this motherfucker fucking everybody. He's even fucking their own kids. That's what type of shit these nasty sexual deviants in the Caucasian community do. They do that shit to their own kids or their own women. They do vile shit. Fuck out of here. That's why I say getting a white woman ain't no upgrade, brother. You got to stop looking at other races of women as an upgrade above black women. They're not. A white woman will fuck your whole family, and then wonder why you are on top of her, kicking her in the head with your size 12 Timberlands. She's like, that's perfectly acceptable in the white community to fuck each other's husbands and boyfriends and everything else. What's wrong with me fucking all your friends? I'm like, bitch, we don't play that in the black community. We don't play that shit. Not in the open. In the open. We don't play that shit. That's what Caucasians do. Going around having illicit sex and having and bestiality. That shit happens over there in their hood. And they want to bring that shit over to us. And we ain't having it. But white people know that women cannot ascend higher in a society without the men. White women sit up here, talk that shit all day long about feminism and they're downtrodden and you know the woman is the white woman is a victim and she's a minority and all this dumb shit, and be over there on the other side pushing black people in the front and then they in the back getting the bag. Black folks are pushed out there because people know that if white women walked around talking about women are downtrodden and all this type of shit, they know most people go, women, white bitch, you are the mother, daughter, and side piece and auntie of the Caucasian male that owns 90% of this country and the world's resources, and you gonna sit idly by and tell me some bullshit that you are just as downtrodden as black women are, or these other races of women are? Try again. Try again, bitch. But see, they can run that on black women because black women are politically and socially gullible and naive. Black women don't understand that they getting played when it comes to feminism to get back at us. If you want to destroy a community, destroy the men, prevent the men from getting jobs to support their families, and then you tell the women of that community that they're better off with a white man. And they're better off with instead of having a man in the house, they better off getting that welfare check and that child support. That's what black women fell for. Yeah, exactly, Teddy Doyle. White women like being on the cock carousel. But they never anticipate hitting that wall. And that's what I was saying earlier. If you guys are just joining us with the Player Circle podcast, and my man Teddy Doyle made a great point. White women don't never anticipate the wall. And the ones that do try to do everything they can to thwart it, and it's still a waste of time. It's a wrap because they start downhill at 18, 19 years old. You start seeing their face cracking. I've seen white girls at 24, 25 already starting to show signs of aging. You don't believe me? You can go right now on Tinder or plentyoffathoes.com and you see all these haggardly looking 38-year-old white women. Some of these white women are like 33, 34 years old, and they look as old as I am, and I'm almost 60. That's why I was telling there was some old ass, beat down, haggard looking senior citizen Caucasian woman that got in the jacuzzi when we were in there, or the whirlpool. And so me and this old white dude's in there. So she got in there and I was, moving, I was real sore that day for some reason because I hadn't been in there in the jacuzzi in about a week or two because they shut them down for maintenance at the end of August. So I'm in there and the woman says, "How old are you?" And I said, "I'm almost 60. And she said, "No." She said, "You lying." I said, "I'm telling you the truth." I said, "I'm almost 60. She was like, "Wow, you haven't aged very much." That's because I don't do a whole lot of drinking. I might drink once in a while during the week, maybe every other week. I don't get with that alcohol too tough. Yeah, I fixed a little drink today because I haven't had a drink in, a month. You digs? So I had me a little sip of Maker's Mark. You digs? You know how we do. But they know better not to believe that shit. See, black women fell for the golden goose. You was chasing the golden goose around. That really ain't nothing but a painted golden goose. Gold paint. Ain't even gold plated. While all these other groups of women, maybe there was one or two lesbians from their group, or one or two stupid bitches from their group that's trying to pass as a white woman by just dyeing her hair white, dyeing her hair blonde, and trying to pass, and talking like they ass is super tight. But you don't have a majority of Hispanic women running around talking about our men ain't shit, even though some of them will tell you that their men ain't shit. But that's on an individual level. And that's between you and her in the confines of your bedroom. She's telling you this shit. She ain't going to go out in public or on YouTube. Find one YouTube video of a 10 toes down in the game Hispanic woman who's bashing her men. If you do find one, she's one that sees herself as a white woman, not a Hispanic woman. There's a white woman that's on YouTube that bashes all other men other than Asian men. And that's hilarious to me, because I'm like, most women that I know that have dated Asian men was like, that is just something that will never happen. There will never be a second date with an Asian man. They are just too lame. And the only ones who are attractive are the ones who are who are thug life. They in that life. They in the thug life, or they are some big cheese in their neighborhood. Those are the guys that get all the pussy. But it ain't some regular working Asian guy. No. These other races of women do not go for Asian dudes. Not in big numbers. So the fix is on when you see one of them with an Asian dude, even an East Asian dude. The fix is on. You digs? But they know not to believe that shit. That we can throw our men out with the bathwater and still exist. Look how black women's existence has gone down instead of up. That's why when I say that black women have a collective net worth of $5, they say that's a lie. And I said, well, where do you think I'm getting the information from? I'm getting it from white websites like Yahoo Finance and in Corporation Magazine. Forbes magazine does that every year or every other year. They put the same article out about black women having a collective net worth of $5. Hell, black men supposedly make less than black women, and yet our net worth is $1,000. Or between, I think it's $115 to over $1,000. It's sad as a motherfucker if somebody's net worth can't even exceed $1,000. That's pitiful. But $5, and you got all these so-called college educated black women, this is a bunch of bullshit. Okay? It's a bunch of bullshit out here. You digs? One beer a day is not terrible because your liver disposes of 2 beers in 4 hours. It takes the human liver, a normal human functioning liver, takes it two hours to get rid of 1 beer. So if you drink a 6-pack, look how long it's going to take before you got that alcohol out your system. That's why you can literally go to sleep drunk and wake up drunk. You can still go out there and get a DUI because you're still legally drunk. So even though you tell the cop, hey man, I went to sleep for 5 hours. He like, man, you still blowing a 2.5, nigga, 0.25. You need to get in the back of this goddamn police car, nigga. You need to get back in the back of this police interceptor. You know, we use this vehicle to intercept niggas. Nigga. You digs? All right, y'all. I'm gonna have to bounce. If you haven't made your donation, go to AskTheIceman.com. Scroll down to the donate button. Understands me? Or you can hit us on the Cash App at the $ the Iceman 1906. Dig it. Now, Tuesday at 5 p.m. Central Time, we will have the Iceman Show podcast, and you don't want to miss Tuesday. Tuesday is going to be a doozy, baby. Oh, we're going to be talking about our civil rights leaders. We're going to be talking about how our civil rights leaders really get down and how they get the bag. So don't miss the Iceman Show podcast on Tuesday, 5 p.m. Central Time, right here on the Mad Voodoo Man channel. Don't meet me there, beat me there. You digs? Have a safe weekend. Thank you for donating. Those of you who donated, thank you for hanging out with the Iceman. Holla at your boy.